I think Trouble River is going to be about a boy and a grandma, and the boy made a raft, and they were going to test it out, but then there was, the river started going like crazy, and it went really fast, and so they talk about all the adventures during their adventure going down the river.
I think that Trouble River will be about a grandson and his grandma and their dog. They go on an adventure with like a boat that doesn't really hold everything, and they go on a river and it's trouble for them, and yeah.
My prediction for Trouble River is that they get stuck on a river and there's these Indians that try to like catch them and they have to escape. Yeah.
I think Trouble River is going to be about a grandma and his son and a dog that are on a raft and in a river. So that's why I think it's called Trouble River.
My prediction for Trouble River is that the grandma and the boy are going to get on a raft and go through the water, trying to get away from the Indians that are near their cabin. And they're going to go through many obstacles on the way. They may learn new things. I don't know. And that's my prediction.
I predict that Trouble River is going to be about a little boy and his grandma that are on a raft. Well, the little boy builds a raft, and then he has to take the grandma on the raft to go down the river to get something.
A character is a person in the story that's acting.
Dewey is one of the main characters. He is a boy that looks around 10 or 11. The reason his part in the story is he built a raft and helped his grandmother. What he feels is, in my opinion, is that he should have a life of adventure.
He built this raft. This one here, this one there. Oh, over. Yeah. You need to move, dog. Dewey, what in our tarnation are you doing?
I'm building a raft.
What for?
Going down Trouble River.
You know, lots of people die.
Well, I'm doing it because it's fun.
The definition of setting is where the story takes place.
The setting of Trouble River, the book, is on a river called Trouble River, and it's a yellow river which is surrounded by trees. The plot of the story is kind of like the overall main idea of the story. The plot of the story is like a little boy trying to get down a river with his grandma and dog, and how they have to face Indians and just go against a lot of these challenges.
Oh, it's an idiot. Quick, Grandma, get on, dog. If I were Dewey, I would feel really cool because I would get to ride down this river, this fast, rapid river, which would feel really cool to me.
If I was Dewey, I'd feel weird because I'd be going down a really fast, rapid river that's not safe, and it has Indians around it.
In my opinion, if I was Dewey, then I would feel pretty awkward because I have to go down a river with my grandma and my dog on a river that lots of people die on. If I was Dewey, I'd feel weird and awkward because I'm going down a river that is it's a trouble river, and I just feel really weird because I'm going down with my grandma and my dog, and there's a bunch of Indians and stuff. So.
If I was Dewey, I think it would be fun because I'm going down a river on a very scary raft where you're just controlling the boat on your own and getting stuck in mud and stuff.
I think I would like to be Dewey because I like rafting down rivers and stuff, and it would be fun.
Cause and effect is like if you do something and then something that it like reacts from your action that you have done. An example of cause and effect in our story is Dewey makes this raft, and the effect is that that they have to go down the river on it. So genre is like what the type of story is. Like in this one, it's realistic fiction. Here are some other types of genre: historical fiction, realistic fiction, folklore, folktale, fairy tales. So the genre of our story is realistic fiction, and it's realistic fiction because everything in the story can actually happen to a grandma and a kid. The definition of theme is if there's a lesson in the story. The theme of the story is that you have to think before you do your actions, like going on a river that's like really bad and it's a trouble river, so yeah.
The author's purpose is what the author is trying to teach you, or persuade you, or inform you, whatever the author wants you to feel, do, say, whatever.
The author's purpose in this book was to inform and persuade you. He was informing you how bad rivers can be and to be safe around them. And then it was to persuade you to not go in dangerous rivers like canals and things like that. The difference between figurative language and literal language is because figurative language is when you're exaggerating, like, I'm as hungry as a horse. Literal language would mean that, like, I am so hungry. I really want a horse to eat, but like something like more not exaggerating.
A figurative language in this book was, as the sun and huge and red began to tourist like a sunflower coming up from the ground. Yes.
So I would not recommend this book because it's really confusing. It's really hard to understand the words that it says. Like it says yes'm and no'm a lot in the book, and it's just really hard to understand. And all the figurative language, it just makes absolute no sense. I would recommend this book because there's so many fun things in it, and it also teaches you a lesson not to go near rivers or canals because you could, drown. And it has all these fun figurative language like yes'm or no'm, and it's really, but it is a little boring at the end, but that's okay.
I recommend this book because it teaches you not to go into a place with lots of water without an adult. It's interesting because it has also figurative language and words that don't make sense.
I kind of recommend the book and kind of don't because the book has confusing words and so it's kind of hard to understand it, but also some parts are kind of interesting and funny.
I wasn't really here when we read the book, so I have no clue to recommend it or not.
I recommend Trouble River because some of it's cool and some of the parts are fast-paced. Not all the parts, but most of them. There's a lot of words that you don't understand, so it makes it more interesting because you don't know every part in the book. And I like where it takes place on this evil river of doom, getting chased by Indians. So that's why I would recommend Trouble River.
I would not recommend this book is because it's a little bit boring, but I like some parts in it, but mostly it's boring.